brothers and sisters in Islam, making this video has become necessary because people do not understand. They don't even know who is the National Chief Imam and his beliefs. The man has been behaving in strange ways that force some of us to begin to find out what does he believe. For example, he used money to contribute to building of National Cathedral, which is haram in Islam. He attended church on Easter Sunday when we Muslims believe that Jesus Christ did not die and he was not killed. And on Sunday, they do the funeral of Jesus Christ. If you have correct Muslim belief, you will not even go near there. But this man went there. A Muslim will not do this. And other things that he's been doing, that is baffling. People didn't understand. Now we have understood. Because we never knew that he carries the doctrine of Al-Wujud. But by knowing the doctrine of understand the doctrine of Al-Wujud, and seeing the chief imam as a man of Al-Wujud, which is very clear, then we know that all those horrible things that he's been doing, it is because of his bad disbelief. That's why he's doing those things. So Ghanaians, don't be surprised. Eke akida, beliefs, hemokaili, eke te. No, if any basa, man fe alu, basa. No, what me come ni egba ona ni ke. Jefi oten muslimi fi eni. Na cha chief imam. Ni agbami na laka sheikh ili Islam. Jefi oten ni. No ha mbote beliefs ni taw. Ni tawe ni naka ni bi ne fi oni. Energy iblis do na ka sanima fe video ne ni mo fia aheleshi ake gbobo ne je muslim ni
daga Allah haka kai ina dai hadil alinati daga hadil aninati hatta taqula anahu
ina shi turanci saboda ina son kowa gane kowa ya gane abin da ke ci a gane shi wanga kafirin ga chief imam kafirin ga a gane akidan shi yana mugun akidan wata wujud amma mutane ba su gane ba ya boye ni ba gane shi ba to yanzu Allah ya tona shi muka gane shi sai ya kwanu boyena mu tona shi ina ko yau cire lafiya ina yi wani audio kuma yi magana da yawa cikin Hausa so batuwa da wujudin nan da shi malam Usman nan da malam Yahaya malam mai Kano da su groups jalo nan akidan su kenan ba san Allah ba su da komai shi musulunci batattu ne shaitan ya wuce da su to ya kwana mutanen Ghana ku tashi kar ku bar irin wanga mutane su halakar da ku su saka wutan jahannama wa a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim
amma wanda yake da rabo bai bari wanda yake limami yau suna cewa imamu na wahabiyawan garin ga yaro ake ma ya fi amma wanda yake kariya kake ma ya fi na ba ni ba ya fi da kake ba ni ba haka yi raba da kare ka saboda shi abin dadin kai wanda bai da dadin kai zai karba to su mu dadin kai kenan mu alu zamanin kullum ba da lafiya su mu kenan sai mu ji alhamdulillah ba ka zama shi da mu sai ko malamin fata zan tara maka wasali inda ka karaman da ke cewa ce da Abraham yo ke a ce Abraham na Abraham yo sani awwal ko idan ka samu labari ba ko ya sani awwal ba ne ka samu labari ba ne na sani awwal ke ga mu kamar ya ga karama shi farko ajinsa suna tafiya ana cikin sama shi shehu da khalifa sunusi kakan wanga sarki Kano da kakansa lokaci na sarkin Kano shehu da shi suna kujera guda ana wurin da kasan da jakan samba ni ne halimi ina bayan shehu ina ga mu ina bayan su da shehu bayan sun muke dajin can suna cikin tsakiyar daji sai fada suka rufe ce to ina jama'a mun samu fort shi an kunne mana ja an kunna mana red a cikin da mun yi fadi mu aka fadi da Ingilishi aka fadi da Hausa a lokacin nan na fiya da surutu da sarkin Kano ana wurin shi da aka fadi haka aka fadi da mutane ba ya Allah Allah ka samu maka kan Allah ka mu Allah ya Allah Allah ka babe mu sai ta na awo da sai shehu ke tsani take tsira bayan shehu sila yalabi wallahi da ya mun kenan take yalabi shehu ke tsani ga yawa mutane in dai suna kiran Allah shi ga ya fadi amma ni da wanga taba ne ka sanu ni da wanga ko mu ba yes amma ga yawa mutane kira ni sun kira ni mun kira shehu yake to shehu yake mu kira na wani shehu yake mu kira to mun kira mun kira dan akwai wanda tarihi ya wanda jiki da wanda ba mu ne ba amma da su ce shehu Ibrahim mun fika shehu Ibrahim ya da kai.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We are going to speak on Wahdat Al-Wujud, Ghanaian brothers and sisters. Wahdat Al-Wujud is a theosophical cosmology and a theological perspective that upholds the unicity of existence and that only Allah truly exists and creation is a mere illusion. This perspective is a variant of pantheism, and pantheism is a belief that the divine is present in creation and objects of nature. In the doctrine of Wahdat Al-Wujud, man's greatest achievement is to penetrate the veils of this worldly life, its thick veils as well as its light veils, and become annihilated in Allah in this illusory life. Thus, man then dissolves in Allah to a point where he, man, the servant, does not exist any longer, and otherness is banished. No otherness is noticed any longer. At this point, man has become the perfect human being who has now known God, Al-Insan Al-Kamil, Al-Arif Billahi. This doctrine led the famous Sufi Sheikh Al-Hallaj to pronounce, I am the ultimate truth. In Arabic it says, An al-Haq, meaning I'm God. Bayezid al-Bistami also declared, glory be to me. Ibrahim Niasse of Kaolack, Senegal, also pronounced Anahu, 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 I am him, meaning I am Allah.
Anahu, 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 Anahu.
Sheikh Osman Nuhu Sharubutu said to his followers and audience, and I quote him, man, the servant, should hang on unto the habits of Allah up to the point where he tastes Allah, idendeni Allah, and can say, Anahu, Anahu, I am him, emulating his mentor, Ibrahim Niasse of Kaolack, also known as Barhama Kaolaka. In their discourse, Sheikh Salisu Shaban narrated a story where Sheikh Ibrahim Niasse of Kaolack told plane passengers to pray to him, Ibrahim Kaolack, instead of Allah. If they call him Sheikh Ibrahim Niasse, the plane will not crash. So the passengers resorted to calling him instead of Allah. Sheikh Ibrahim Kaolack told the pilot, the plane shall no longer crash, and he landed safely. Here, Sheikh Ibrahim Kaolack is telling the world that Allah, the Creator, is weak, and there are certain things that Allah will not do, that Allah cannot do, but he, Sheikh Ibrahim Kaolack, he will be able to do it. This is plain shirk. This is plain associating partners with Allah. Allah said in the Quran, وَمَا كَانَ اللَّهُ لِيُعْجِزَهُ مِنْ شَيْءٍ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَلَا فِي الْأَرْضِ إِنَّهُ كَانَ عَلِيمًا قَدِيرًا. Surah 35, verse 44. That there's nothing on this earth or in the heavens that Allah is not able to do. But Sheikh Kaolack, he's challenging Allah He's discrediting Allah. He's saying that Allah cannot do certain things, but He shall allow a way to do it. This is the story, and this is what Allah is saying in the Quran. It shows the disrespect, the disregard of Sheikh Ibrahim Niasse to Allah subhanahu to the power of Allah. In the hadith of Tabrani, the Prophet said, redemption is not sought from. The Holy Prophet said, redemption is not sought from me, that's from him, the Holy Prophet, but rather redemption is sought from Allah only. So even the Holy Prophet is telling the disciples that he, the Holy Prophet, cannot redeem them in such calamities, in huge calamities like this. Allah said in the Quran, who listens to the distress when He calls on Him, and also relieves suffering and makes you inheritors of the earth? Can there be another God besides God? Later it is that you heed Quran chapter 27 verse 62, because Surah Naml. So this is what Allah is saying. In terms of distress, in terms of calamity, it's Allah that you call. It's not a human being. The people of Wahdat Al-Wujud, such is their character and their belief. They talk of al-fana, nirvana, dissolution in Allah. They talk of annihilation, and they also talk of unicity with the being of Allah. They also talk of al-hulul. That is, Allah takes on the body of the servant and manifests in that human servant. In the doctrine of Wahdat Al-Wujud, Allah the Most Exalted chooses human bodies and dwell in them with the attributes of godhood and lordhood, and thereby liquidating from those human bodies the attributes of humanity, which means Allah banishes attributes, and that human being becomes Allah. So Osman Nuhu Sharubutu, the national chief Imam, makes such blasphemies in his utterances and teachings whenever he interprets chapter 33 verse 72 of the Quran, that's Surah Al-Ahzab. The national chief Imam and his ilks are absolute kafirs, disbelievers, as well as those who share in the doctrine of Wahdat Al-Wujud. Sheikh Ibrahim Niasse of Kalak is a great mushrik and kafir par excellence. Sheikh Ibrahim Niasse Kalak of Senegal has really misled people and has carried them into hellfire forever. He was not a Muslim, and he never taught Islam, but rather he taught Wahdat Al-Wujud to his students and Adam followers like Sheikh Osman Nuhu Sharubutu and Sheikh Malam Kanu and others. Wahdat Al-Wujud is pure satanism. It's satanic. It's pure satanism. Sheikh Osman Nuhu Sharubutu and Sheikh Sahih Shaban and their ilks are in the same boat like their mentor Sheikh Ibrahim Niasse. They are non-Muslims. They are mushrikeen and kafirs. Brothers and sisters in Islam, if Allah has declared those who said Allah is Christ, the Son of Mary, as kafirs, then those who claim human beings are Allah are first-degree kafirs. Again, if those who claim Trinity have been declared kafirs by Allah, then those who claim every human being is Allah are higher degree kafirs. Allah said in the Quran, they do blaspheme who say God is Christ, chapter 5 verse 75. Allah said also, they do blaspheme who say Allah is one of three, for there is no Allah except one Allah. Brothers and sisters, Sheikh Osman Nuhu Sharubutu and his ilks have been hiding their beliefs. Sheikh Osman Sharubutu, we never knew he is a man of Wahdat Al-Wujud. He was hiding his beliefs, but luckily Allah has exposed him, like I'm explaining to you in this video. Muslims, wake up! Arise! We end this presentation with Surah Al-Ikhlas. Allah said, say, He is Allah, the one and only, Allah the eternal, the absolute. He begetteth not, nor is He begotten, and there's none like unto Him. Surah Al-Ikhlas indicate to us the attributes of Allah such as we can understand, and we are specially taught in this surah to avoid the pitfalls into which people and nations have fallen at various times in trying to understand Allah. Brothers and sisters in Islam, we don't pray behind a kafir. We don't eat his slaughtering. We don't marry a kafir. We don't bury a kafir in Islamic cemetery. We don't pray over his dead body. His wife becomes divorced from him as a result of his apostasy, as a result of his kufr. The kafir must be removed from imamship. The national chief imam, Sheikh Osman Nuhu Sharubutu, must be removed from office as national chief imam. If any Muslim prays behind the national chief imam, his prayer is null and void. Please like and share to various countries and communities. I'm yours, Mahmoud Muhammad Gedel, Accra, Ghana. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon the Holy Prophet Muhammad, the Messenger of Mercy. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.